What is up, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome to the Brandon Coin YouTube channel. And today we are talking about the Newegg Shuffle. And it's basically become a joke. It was a really good idea. And at first, I really had a lot of hope for it. But I think it's turned into another way for people to exploit. So there's been reports and people have told me that they even know some people that are doing this, that they're creating tons and tons of accounts, hundreds of accounts, thousands of accounts, and they're all entering the Newegg Shuffle. So essentially one person with a thousand accounts has 1,000 chances to win the Newegg Shuffle, whereas like me, I only enter with one account. And I have entered 20 plus Newegg Shuffles and have never been selected. Never. It's always I get it like super late email, you have not been selected, blah, 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 blah. And I'm like, okay. So, you know, okay, before we get too far, for people who don't know what I'm talking about, the Newegg Shuffle is a program that Newegg's doing, and they do it almost every day. It's like a raffle to win a chance at buying a graphics card or a CPU or a processor. Sorry, CPU and processor, same thing. So it's a chance at winning a high demand item. And what they'll do every now and then is they'll pair it with a lower demand item. Like here's some 3060s, but to get one of these 3060s, you have to pick one of these combos. So this motherboard, that motherboard, that motherboard. So you like these motherboards probably aren't in demand, so they're pairing them with items that are in demand. That's neither here nor there. It is what it is. Like I understand the business practice behind that. The Ryzen 9 5900X, they give you the option to get that without the combo or with a power supply or with a CPU cooler, which is kind of cool because most people that are going to buy a CPU might want to buy a CPU cooler at the same time. Here's some graphics cards powered up with some Oloy RAM. A lot of people don't like Oloy. I've used them in the past. I don't even know if that's how you pronounce them. It is on the cheaper side for RAM, so yeah. That so you gotta if you want the Ventus 3070, you gotta get some. It's not knockoff, but we'll call it knockoff RAM. And then down here, all these graphics cards are paired up with other stuff. Actually, they don't have a single graphics card available that's not paired up with something. So I understand why they're doing it, but it's like, man, how many of these do they really get in stock to then resell out? And are they just trying to dump on us a bunch of hardware that's not selling good? Like Gigabyte 750 watt ATX power supply. Who is buying Gigabyte power supplies? I'm not meaning to throw shade, but when I'm buying a power supply, I don't think to buy a Gigabyte. $129 for a 80 plus gold. That's actually not that bad. But then when you look at the reviews, it's a 2 out of 5 egg rating with 336 reviews. That is a horrible rating. And you could get that with your Gigabyte 3070. Going further down, here's a 3080 paired up with a 27-inch Asus TUF Gaming 1440, 165 hertz. That's actually not a horrible monitor. Not a horrible price and a decent review. So I guess that's potentially not a bad pairing. It's just it seems like if it was going to be a raffle and they had a certain amount of cards to begin with, just let us sign up for the cards, right? They were doing that, but now it seems like you really can't get anything without having to buy something else. Like say if you really wanted the 6700 XT, you're either going to have to pair it with this motherboard, which I mean that actually looks kind of cool, or this motherboard, which this motherboard's like flipping awesome. But what if you already have a motherboard? What if you already have a CPU? What if you already have a system and you're wanting to upgrade? It's like what I guess you get that and maybe resell it. I feel like maybe I'm getting a little ranty here, and maybe I'm just jealous because I've never been picked for a Newegg Shuffle. So I don't know. Let me know what you guys think down below. There are multiple people that have legitimately won a shuffle with a single account, and props to you. I'm going to keep on signing up, and keep on trying to. And whenever I actually do win a Newegg shuffle, it's going to be a big deal. Okay, it's going to be a very big deal. Um, oh, and one of the last things I wanted to talk about are some of the pricing does seem inflated on some of these cards. 3070 for $7.99 with $10 shipping. It's like, kick me while I'm down. Of course, these aren't like base model cards. These are the upper end cards. The Gigabyte white cards, 3080 for $1,099 with that's $1,100 because $9 shipping. Um, that's high even after. I mean that ain't scalper prices, but man, it ain't. It's definitely ain't MSRP, and I have a feeling these are a little bit higher than what Gigabyte and what Asus and all these guys are even selling to the distributors or selling direct to Newegg. So, yeah, they have to be making just straight bankrolls on money. I had a really good idea for this video, and every time I go to the Newegg Shuffle, it flusters me. So maybe I'll win this one. Maybe you guys will win this one. This is your daily reminder, I guess. Sign up for the Newegg Shuffle so you can get a you did not win or win the Newegg Shuffle email about 10 o'clock p.m. tonight. Yeah. And if you're not in the U.S., they don't have the Newegg Shuffle in Canada or overseas. I think it's just a U.S. thing for right now. I'm not sure about the UK, maybe, but yeah. I hate like bringing up an issue without having a solution. You know what I mean? Because then you feel like you're just whining. I don't know what the solution here is. Should they limit accounts per IP? Well, then what about if multiple people live at a certain location? Um, should it be maybe 10 accounts for every IP? Because there's got to be people. Well, then they can just VPN around it. Because there's the people with the hundreds of accounts are definitely ruining it for everybody. Because they're just snapping up tons and tons of entries, and then heck, if they win 2 or 3 entries, uh, yeah, that's big time, big time. And those are the resellers. That's definitely not the. I don't think that's the miners doing that. I mean, it might be. I don't know. I don't know the solution. But right now, it just doesn't seem to be working. So, yeah. All right, guys. You know what? I'm gonna cut this. This is over. This is ridiculous. Went to Chick-fil-A today. It was good. Lemonade. Later, guys.